Thank you. And we are getting a better picture tonight of just what happened the night LMPD officers raided Breonna Taylor's home.
For the first time, we're hearing the full interviews from Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, and the officer he shot, Jonathan Mattingly.
I'm scared. I don't know what to say.
Those were among Kenneth Walker's first words to Public Integrity Unit officers Amanda Seeley and Chad Tinnell as he relived what he says happened hours earlier when police raided the apartment of his girlfriend, Breonna Taylor. Walker says he and Breonna were in bed watching a movie and she had just fallen asleep when LMPD showed up around 12:30 the morning of March 13th.
I was laying in the bed. It was a loud knock at the door. We both jumped. First thing she said was, "Who is it?" No response. So we like, what the heck? We both get up, start putting on clothes. Another knock at the door. She's like, "Who is it?" Loud at the top of her lungs. No response.
Walker says he then grabbed his gun and he and Breonna headed down a long hallway toward the front door. He says the apartment was dark except for the light from the bedroom TV's screen.
The door comes off the hinges. So I just let off one shot. I still can't see who it is or anything. So now the door's flying open. I let off one shot, and then all of a sudden there's a whole lot of shots. And we both just dropped to the ground, and the gun fell right over there. And I kicked it because I'm scared to death. Now we're seeing lights and stuff. So it's looking like, okay, it's the police, and there's a lot of yelling and stuff.
Walker says police fired about 10 shots. 5 hit Breonna.
I'm yelling help because she's right here bleeding and nobody's coming.
Walker says he then called 911, then his mother, then Breonna's mother, as police yelled for him to leave the apartment. The shot Walker fired that he says was meant as a warning shot hit Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly in the leg.
Sustained a gunshot wound to the upper left thigh, and it tore through the femoral artery and exited out the back of the leg.
LMPD says police raided Taylor's apartment because they believed her former boyfriend had sent drugs there. Mattingly says police thought Taylor would be home alone. He says even though officers had gotten a no-knock warrant, he still pounded on the door several times for about a minute and announced they were police before busting the door in.
There's a bedroom door on the right, and there's the male and a female. The male's closest to the door, so it's to my right. And as I turn the doorway, he's in a stretched out position with his hands with a gun. And as soon as I clear, he fires. Boom. And it was almost like at the shooting range where two things flip at the same time and you got to shoot, no shoot. But I mean, they were shoulder to shoulder. My mind's going, this ain't right. Something's off here. Because all the doors I've made entry in, I've never seen this. As soon as the shot hit, I could feel the heat in my leg. And so I just returned fire. I got 4 rounds off. And it was simultaneous. It's boom, 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 boom. And then I went back and went down on the side of the door and then reached around, and I think I got 2 more off.
Mattingly says he was the only officer firing shots when he was inside the apartment, but he says more shots were fired after he managed to get outside. He doesn't say who fired them, though Detective Brett Hankison has been fired after police say he fired multiple shots in the raid. There are about 2 hours of interviews altogether with Kenneth Walker and Sergeant Mattingly. You can hear it all right now on our website, WDRB.com.